Hey, if you're in a relationship, may I just suggest a little exercise that I was reminded of the other day, and I forgot about this, but it works really well. Giving each other space, it can be such a beautiful thing. So what I'm saying is, if y'all even live together, or even if you don't live together, I'm saying it's a great exercise if things aren't the healthiest in your relationship, even in your friendships. 'Cause everything I say in relationships really applies to friendships too, for the most part. But if things aren't so healthy, space kind of resensitizes everybody. Because as a human being in this workaday world, the kind of curse that we have is, even though you don't want to take people for granted, even though you don't want to take your circumstances for granted, unless you are actively in a meditative, contemplative way, trying to appreciate and trying to be thankful, you're gonna take shit for granted. You're gonna take people for granted. And then you're gonna go on autopilot, whether you like it or not, because it is very, very hard to not do so. It seems like we're wired for that. Whatever we are constantly, consistently exposed to, I know this applies to myself and applies to many other people. You begin to get used to it, and then it becomes something that you expect to be in always a permanent fixture in your life. And it's not until tragedy strikes that people tend to wake up from this. It's not until someone's had enough or something just really, really, really drastic happens that people really open their eyes. And so I think space helps this, and space helps create a sense of newness. So the objective of let's not talk for 3 days, 4 days, let's not interact, or let's not talk unless you truly, truly want to say something, because talking for the sake of talking creates all kinds of conversational bad habits. Because if you're just letting words spill from your mouth, you're going to let words spill from your mouth when you're tired. You're gonna let words spill from your mouth when you're just aggravated or something. And then so your aggravation, your stress, your fatigue is gonna start informing your words. And the words that you speak, it's not necessarily that you mean them per se. It's not like you just needed to say that passive aggressive remark. You needed to be rude, that you just felt inclined to. No, you're just in the habit of just meh, 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 meh. And so it helps with that as well. It helps you begin to audit what you say more, because when you give somebody space and then there's a nice healthy silence between you, now your words have potency again. Now when you speak, you're going to automatically be more thoughtful. But the problem is that you gotta, again, you get into that habit, and then your it's diminishing returns. It's like thoughtful, 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 but eventually, because you're human and because life life hammers you, it's going to become less substantive. It's going to become less, you're going to be less contemplative. And so I think it will behoove us to recognize that our best, so to speak, isn't natural per se. And what I mean by that, it's not automatic all the time. Some people, maybe it is for them. And bless them. How fortunate they are. That's great. If you don't have to do this, if you appreciate people all the time, no matter what, unconditionally, that's what's up. You're good to go. But if you're like me and you suffer from that good old human flaw where you're so easily spoiled, you so easily take things for granted, because when they're around you, you get so used to it. Give it space. I do that with writing. I fell in love with writing, and then I fell out of love with writing because I was getting too intertwined with it. It's becoming too much of my everything. And I had to give it a massive break to fall in love with it again. I had to give some space to writing so that writing could become new to me again, so it could excite me again. And this writing didn't do anything to me. It's me. Sometimes, man, some of us are just cursed with becoming very desensitized to things very easily. But there's things you can do to mitigate that.